Our first general control we're going to take a look at is our control environment. This is management's attitude towards controls and the focus that they have on IT controls. First off, why should management care about the control environment? It's their responsibility to prepare accurate financial information. The top-down approach means that they set the tone and the focus of for the focus of and the adherence to controls. So we can see the way that management feels about controls, their attitude towards controls is going to flow down to the people below them. If your manager doesn't care about the controls that you have to follow, chances are you're going to stop following it, right? If you have work to do and they don't care about what you're doing, then why are you going to carry on doing it? A good control environment will include communicating ethics, employing good staff, positive influence, participation, professionalism, their operating style, setting an example, and organizational structure, your reporting lines, segregation of duties, etc. A little bit more endemic to your computerized environment is the Chief Information Officer. In terms of your organizational structure, a CIO is quite important. Why? We have our board of directors who's ultimately responsible for the financial statements, obviously. Our finance department and the IT department. Does the board of directors know how IT might impact the financial information that they're responsible for? So we understand, even in a basic system, for example, you prepare, the company prepares their financial statements or their accounting records on an off-the-shelf package, like Pastel, for example. That's still electronic, right? That's still on the system, which means there's a possibility that how the computer runs, how the computer works, or how the system works may impact the financial information they're responsible for. Do they understand that? How skilled are they in finance? Do they know what they're doing in terms of finance? And what about IT? How skilled are they in IT, understanding how systems impact the financial information, etc.? Finance, does he know that IT could improve his work? Does he speak IT? Does he have any idea how what the IT does may impact his life? Does he know what IT does and how it might affect his job? IT, do they know that their work affects the financial statements? Do they have any finance knowledge? If they're building systems, if they're looking after systems, and those systems may affect the financial information, do they have any finance knowledge at all? And do they understand what finance needs from the system they program? Do they speak the same language, basically? And this is where the guy in the middle comes in, your CIO. You can see the little arrows indicate basically the lines of communication. Someone in the middle to basically translate the needs of each of these people. So the CIO can translate the needs, information, and the impact of systems on finance or vice versa to all parties. So we kind of have one person who speaks the language of all three, if you want to put it that way. The board of directors aren't necessarily finance or IT specialists. IT specialists don't necessarily understand what information the board of directors need, etc., etc. And finance doesn't necessarily understand either of those as well. So to bring them all together, we have a CIO. That's the management. Why should the auditor care about the control environment? Keeping in mind that our responsibility is to express an opinion on the financial statements, on the fair presentation. Why would we care about the control environment? It feels very warm and fuzzy. Shouldn't be our business. If management doesn't care about controls, then the staff won't either. Controls at any level will become unreliable. Thus, the financial information may not be created in a reliable way, so we can't rely on control testing. If reporting structures aren't laid out properly, there can't be segregation of duties. If people who record information can change the system as well, they can change anything without any control or anyone knowing, which means we can't rely on the information. It's not created in a reliable way, so we can't rely on control testing. If management hires people who don't have skills, the financial information they create may be wrong. Thus, the financial information may not be reliable. We can't rely on control testing. If the staff all record transactions differently, they may not be using effective controls, which means that the financial information may not be created in a reliable way, so we can't rely on control testing. Remember, we can only test controls if we feel they are reliable, effective, and consistently used, since this will create accurate financial information. So as an auditor, if I want to use control testing as evidence that the financial statements are fairly presented, if the control environment is sound, I have more of an idea that the information that was created in this environment would be reliable. Keep in mind, again, that thought process of if someone says you have to do something and you report to them, if they don't care about what you do, how long will it be before you start giving that up and not doing it at all? And that is our control environment, keeping in mind it's management's attitude towards controls and the focus that they have on IT controls.